So, well, actually, when we formed the band, we decided that we wanted to we wanted to go on tour, but obviously no one would book us out with our hometown. So we decided that the best thing to do would be to go and, you know, just basically take our guitars, take a busking amp, and just go around Europe. So we travelled around Europe for a little while and just busked. And it was incredibly helpful because, you know, when you're playing on the street and no one's obliged to hear you, no one's paid to come and see you, it really puts you to the test and it really forces you to hone your skills. So yeah, it was really valuable.
Yeah, for a band starting out, it was kind of like just, right, okay, you've just been thrown in the deep end, sink or swim. It's kind of what it was like, so we swam.
Yeah, Prague was beautiful, yeah, Prague was amazing. And we got to meet other buskers, we met these Spanish guys there, who we ended up going and jamming with.
They could really shred as well.
They could really shred some of that flamenco stuff,
really,
so that was really good.
Shred.
More about letting go. I can't remember why I introduced myself at all.
I think it does change from song to song. I think like it has changed quite a lot as our sound has kind of evolved from the start of the band. Our sound was a lot darker. I think we're now writing like predominantly more pop songs. But yeah, I think every song, you know, someone will have like a main idea and we'll just kind of like jump on it. It doesn't need to be like a certain person, you know. Sometimes we'll write a song based around like a groove that Reese and Ali have got. Sometimes me and Sean will have a lyrical idea or a guitar part, and we'll just base the whole song around that.
There's also not massively like we don't try and stick to a kind of formula in terms of genres. Which our next two singles we've got coming out, they are maybe not in that order, but our next two singles that we've just recorded, they are quite a contrast in genre. So it's kind of a sense of if you enjoy playing it and you like it, then why not, you know, just release it? Because I'm sure like, most people don't only like one genre of music, so why limit yourself to only playing one genre, I suppose. Yeah.
You were a wild, wild woman for a while. I wonder how did I get under your...
Some of them just happen like immediately. Like Wild was just like literally written in like 5 minutes. You know, with it was Jamie and I initially kind of came up with the idea, and then we took it to practice, and it just happened immediately. Sometimes a song can take months, even, I mean, this maybe sounds dramatic, but sometimes it can take years from the point in which you come up with the song to the point at which it's actually finished. Not to say that you're writing it that whole time, but you know, it takes years for the idea to mature and develop, whereas sometimes, I'd say the songs we enjoy the most are the ones that just happen, that are kind of easy.
Yeah, and it was wild, I can't remember the venue, it might have been Kirkcaldy or it might have been Leaving. We came round to get ready to go out, and then Sean and Jamie said to us, "Oh, I've got this idea for Wild." They started jamming it through, and we thought, "Oh, should we just kind of wing it?" Because I mean, it's pretty much 4 chords, isn't it? So we thought, we'll wing it on the night. So our first proper jam of Wild was
live.
It was live. It was on stage, which was quite cool.
That was
and
nuts.
lovely.
That was actually nuts.
And Leaving, no less.
Yeah, I know.
And it went down fine. You know, it went down good.
Yeah.
Some sort of movement, whether it be dancing or...
Not to look like you're getting judged.
Yeah.
It's nice.
No one leaving is nice. That's a bonus.
No stern faces.
Yeah, definitely. Or when you look up and maybe you see someone just like on their phone, which is can be pretty demoralising. But at the end of the day, I think you build up a wall where you eventually, it just doesn't matter what the crowd are doing. You know, you just have to enjoy yourself, and that's what we just try and do every time we play.
Unless they're on their phone filming us, and that's okay.
That's okay.
That's okay.
Do a Jack White, no phones allowed at the gig.
Oh,
Big
yeah.
black bag.
Sometimes I wonder how did I...
Like taking people's phones off them is a bit.
It's a bit extreme.
invasive.
Yeah.
Like I mean, like if they've got their phone out and you're like a bigger artist like Jack White, like it's probably because they're wanting to film it because they're enjoying it. So I think you just
Exactly,
let them,
yeah.
rather than like give them something to complain
Yeah,
about.
probably funny when everyone gets their phones back and they're all following Jack White on Twitter.
I've always wondered about that. Like, what happens if there's like an emergency and you lose someone?
Exactly, and also it's kind of like if there's. I mean, I do it. I don't know if we all do it, but like you know, when I go to a gig, sometimes it's so good. It maybe sounds a wee bit weird, but you know, rather than being present in the moment, you kind of want to film it so you can remember it. You know, you want to show your friends and.
Saying that people do annoy me when they're at gigs and they've got their phones out all the time. So
Yeah.
And when they're at gigs and they've got their flash on, that's fucking the worst.
I need a reason to try.
Well, it's funny because the name kind of comes from like when we first started the band, we didn't actually know if that was we didn't have a name at first, and we didn't know if that was going to be a name of the band or a name of a song, but it was sort of inspired by working in bars. It kind of was a term used to describe that environment, you know, the idea that like after dark, like everyone kind of turns a little bit more animalistic, a little bit more primal, a little bit more wild. And yeah, I guess you could say that on stage we are a little bit of a wild act. We have a lot of energy and our music is quite erratic, you know, it jumps from one style to the other, so yeah, I'll give you that one out.
Also, singing about animal noises.
And singing about
probably
well,
helps.
it's easy because the one thing I have to say is that it's nice to have a kind of zone in which we work. You know, we like to write about the wilder side of. Fuck, actually, no, shut up. No, but yeah, cut.
She was such a beautiful distraction. Even when the
Well, there's this kind of weird thing that happens, Alex, actually, which we've found a lot, where like often you write a song and like, I mean, I write most of the lyrics and, you know, usually at the time I can't necessarily place it. You know, I can't necessarily say when I write a song, oh, this is about this, or this is about this thing that happened. Or it's not like something happens, then I immediately go and write a song about it. But what happens, which is interesting, is often we'll write the song together and it'll come together. And then months or maybe years afterwards, something will happen that I can then relate it to. So it's almost like I find the meaning. Almost like the song's like some sort of weird prophecy.
There's no use pretending the ice caps are melting.
It definitely just kind of comes out. And then any sort of animalistic kind of flair that we can get in, you know, wild, survive, things like that.
You can sort of adapt them if you get if you get a line or a couple of lyrics that you think sound really cool, you can build around it to think, oh, what would make sense in a story, or what would it be about, or if there's something that you do want to write about, you can alter what you have to kind of make sense and make it a bit more relatable, I suppose.
Why'd you keep the things you don't need? Well, everything.
We were just totally winging it with that one, because we made it
Down in my
ourselves,
kitchen.
and we were in Reese's kitchen,
Yeah.
and I think actually what happened is we didn't have an idea for a video, so we thought if we set up a green screen, which was actually just a green bed sheet, and we performed in front of it, we'd maybe be able to make something work. And you know, we recorded ourselves in front of the green screen performing at the time, not really knowing what it was going to turn out to be, and then it ended up becoming what it is. So yeah, we were happy with it.
It's kind of like the old videos for like the iPods and the iTunes or iPods. You know the ones I mean. The silhouettes.
The silhouettes. Yeah, I think there was one video actually by the Chemical Brothers called Swoon. Their video for Swoon was really cool, and I kind of thought if we could do something like that, it would work. And yeah, we gave it a try, and I think we pulled it off.
Then there was you asked me.
It was good. We've not actually received the video. Not received the video.
If you're
yet.
listening so
If
far,
you're listening,
we'd really love to
If you guys
hear.
are out there, nah, I'm just
I'll
kidding. I'm sure we'll get it sooner or later. But yeah, it went really well. Obviously, it's great to just like meet people that you would never ever see before in your life, and them come along and watch you play. So yeah, it was really good.
You got a good thing as well where no one's allowed to leave for any of the bands. So you're kind
That-
of like
You're in
once
for
you
a
have
good
them,
night.
you've got them.
That is a
the whole time.
bonus. Yeah, definitely.
Sad song you do with the animal noises and a voice so sweet.
These guys asking me to join the band.
Oh,
That's a good answer.
That was a good
I can
answer.
tell, that is a really good
that was a
answer.
good answer. Can you say that again but slower so we can draw that out? I just want to be able to.
Absolutely not.
No. It's funny, man, because to be honest, I think one of the hardest things about being in a band, this is going to sound a wee bit weird, but the hardest thing about being in a band is the actual, like, playing the music is really the easy part. I think what a lot of people don't see is that the actual effort that goes on behind the scenes is often the hardest thing, like practicing every week, driving to gigs, hanging about for hours, spending loads of money on equipment. You know, there's that old maxim that's kind of like you get like £5,000 worth of gear into like a £500 car to drive 500 miles to get paid 50 quid. That's the thing that if there's anything that's going to stop you or maybe uninspire you, it's the trials and tribulations of the everything but the music. You know what I mean? The music is really what makes it worth it, and everything else is kind of what makes it challenging.
I think it helps as well, like when you like each other.
Exactly.
I think it does help to be friends in the first place.
What's that song that you do? You asked me.
Yeah, so we've just came out of the studio. We've got 2 new songs. We're planning on releasing. We've got our new single. We're recording our video next month or this month, depending on when this comes out in March. It's going to be coming out just before summer, hopefully. and then that's going to be leading to our first EP, which is really exciting for us, because although we've released several singles, we've never ever released like a kind of body of work, and we've been working really hard on some songs, and we can't wait for people to hear them. So that's the big thing, and then obviously a couple of gigs, maybe a couple of festivals, hopefully. If you're watching this and you run a festival, Moonlight Zoo. But that's it, man. Yeah, just writing more songs and releasing music.